Day to you. My name is Fred Oakman, and as always, with me today is Mr. Jake Peters. We are PS. This is Awesome a PlayStation Podcast, and this is episode 334. We are a podcast where we share our feelings about the current state of PlayStation. But before we get on the show, I want to invite you all to subscribe to our channel on YouTube, youtube.com/PS. This is awesome. If you want to make fun of our trophy list on the PlayStation Network, you can find me at anchorless_81 and Mr. Jake Peters at jakesaw01. As always, you can write our show at psthisisawesome@gmail.com. And most importantly, don't forget to share this show with your friends. And be sure to leave comments and rate the podcast as you see fit. As a reminder, we are a video podcast as well, so you can watch our show if you prefer on our YouTube channel. So be sure to subscribe to that. And for new and or long-time listeners, we now have a Patreon where you can support the show at a $1 level. That's $4 a month, and the Patreon tier is called the one and only $1 Club. So head over to www.patreon.com/psthisisawesome to become a $1 patron and get your free die-cut vinyl sticker and a shout-out on our show. With that out of the way, Jake, how are you doing today on Tuesday as we record this?
Not too bad. Yeah, it's not as hot today as it was yesterday. It's still a little pretty muggy, but man, it was pretty spicy over the weekend and into yesterday. And I had my motorcycle at the track on Saturday. Yeah, Saturday, and it was something else being out there in the fucking blazing ass heat wearing 20 pounds of black leather, and it just was a lot of fun, but hot as hell. Yesterday was super hot too. I got in the pool when I got home from work for like 20 minutes or so, and it actually wasn't incredibly comfortable because the water was like 90 degrees. In my pool, and I don't have a heater. That's just what it was because of the sun. Mm-hmm. So you like get in the water, and like, you know, usually when you get into like a pool or something, it's usually like kind of a shock.
You have to adjust.
It's a little bit cool when you get in. It was like I literally just stepped right into it, no reaction whatsoever, because it was the same temperature as the air. It was really strange. So I left the solar cover off today because that'll usually let some of the heat out, and but I haven't. It's getting ready to rain and stuff, so I haven't been back in it. But yeah, I don't know. I'm doing fine. Doing a lot of work on the house. Getting ready to get the roof tore off. Mm-hmm. So that's another big ass project that's gonna leave me fucking probably homeless because
penniless.
Broke, but yeah. So anywho, that's the way it is though when you're adulting with a fucking house. So. It'll look good though when we're done. I'm really, really kind of stoked for it. I just really not looking forward to paying for it.
I understand that. Yeah, very good. Well, they have me on a new shift at work, and it sucks. But I'm trying to make lemonade out of it. So I've been keeping up with running.
What's new about it?
Well, I used to work 7:15 to 3:15. And that was amazing.
Yeah.
But now we had somebody quit, and in the way the pecking order goes was that I was the person whose schedule got fucked around with. So, which is fine. That's the way it works. You know, it's what you sign up for. But I now am working 9 to 5. Mm-hmm. So that's pretty average for most people. But I'm trying to make lemonade, like I said, out of this. So I've been getting up normally. You know, for my prior shift, I'd be getting up around 6 o'clock and being in the office by 7:15. Well, now I get up at 6 and have to be there for 3 hours. So now I've been running every morning before work.
Yeah, that's what's up.
Yeah, so I feel great when I get to work. I feel like I've accomplished some stuff. So it's nice because there's no way in hell I would be able to fit running in after 5 o'clock in my day. There's just no way because I still got to eat. You know what I mean? So
it's cooler too, first thing in the morning, this time of year. And I've been on the exercise before work train for like 2 years now. Like I exercise unless I got something specific going on, or I got to be to work early, or I'm sick or something. Pretty much 5 days a week before work, and I alternate like Monday, Wednesday, Friday. I do cardio, so I'll either run or I'll ride the bike. The bike is one of those things where it's like, is it really cardio? Because I'm doing like high resistance, so it's like more muscular. But then Tuesday and Thursday I do weights.
Nice.
So it's and then Friday, Saturday I just rest. So it's pretty, but it's nice, like you said. Like you get to work. By the time you get to work, like you're definitely awake.
Yeah.
And it's there's no ramp up. Now obviously you have a little bit of getting into your day or whatever, but like I have noticed that since I started doing that, I am definitely way more awake when I get to the office. And now the flip side of that is you have to be relatively diligent about going to bed at a reasonable hour.
Yeah, right.
Like you can't be going to bed at freaking 12:30 or 1 o'clock.
Even
in
like
the morning and then getting
11:30
up at
is
6.
tough. Like I'd say in bed by 10:30.
Yeah, usually we try to be in bed by between 10 and 11, and then usually I'll like read or something for a half hour or something like that. So usually I try to be counting sheep by 11 o'clock or so.
Yeah.
But it can be tough.
Well, that's the thing now that I'm juggling around, is because with our weekends, usually going pretty late with the gigs, you know, you have this nightlife on the weekends, and then you're snapping back to getting up early on weekdays. So I haven't been able to be as consistent as you, but I have gotten quite a few runs in the last couple weeks. It's my new shift started last week, so we're recording this on Tuesday the 9th, and I ran my fastest 5K this morning, and I didn't even intend to do it, and it's not like I loaded up on carbs or pasta the night before or did anything out of the ordinary. What happened was I run on a track, and I went down to I drove down to the track, and I'm like, yeah, no one's going to be out this early. It was like 6:45, and there's this woman on the track running, and she was like muscular and ripped, and you could tell this person's like always running hard, and which is fine. But I've noticed with running, when you run and there's someone else running, you kind of use them as like a pacer. You know what I mean? So she was like really in shape, and I was like, it wasn't like, oh shit, she's gonna lap me, because she stopped. I think she was running like intervals of a mile, like she would do 4 laps and then just walk like half the track, and then go do another 4, and then walk. But like her pace was pretty quick. And I was like, I bet I got that in me. Because the first thing, and it's also like easier to run faster in the mornings because you have all that unspent energy. You know what I mean? Because like running after you work a full fucking day and after you've eaten lunch, you're not going to be your fastest. But
yeah,
I ran, for me it was good. So I did 3.25 miles, which is a little more than 5K. And I came in at like an average of 8 minutes and 14 seconds for my pace, which is pretty good.
That's really good.
Yeah.
That's really good for someone your age that's not like I don't want to say competitive runner, but you're not like going hard. You're not like doing,
I felt like I was this morning, but yeah, I'm not doing the hydration techniques and the make sure you get X amount of hours, and I'm not doing any of that. I'm not doing fucking weightlifting with my legs, and like I'm not on a diet. So yeah, I felt really good, man. I was like, wow, because I have the headbuds in, and I got my first lap in, and it was like your average pace, 8 minutes and 25 seconds or something. I'm like, oh, fuck, I'm going to turn it up. I'm going to try to get under 8. So the next two miles, I was fucking cooking, but I didn't get there.
Yeah.
I have a limit, but
it's
good.
Tough. I mean, is it when you start tapering off, is it your cardio, or is it like your body getting tired?
No, it's cardio. I'm huffing and puffing when I'm running too fast.
Okay. I was just curious because I know, like, because running, well, you run on the track, so it's probably not as bad.
Yeah.
But like a lot of times, I'll go running on the street, and dude, my fucking legs and shit start hurting just because of the impact. And a lot of that is because I haven't been running a whole lot in the
Right.
last year or so. But yeah, it's for me, it's like the opposite. Like my legs start taking a shit,
Yeah.
and whereas like my cardio is typically pretty good.
I could go
But
at a slower pace probably way further and for way longer. But when I'm cruising at that speed, I start, you know, start.
Dude, I gotta be honest.
trying
I
to
mean,
breathe.
I more power to these guys that do long distance running, like marathons and shit like that. But for me, it's like I think the longest distance I ever ran was 9 miles.
That's pretty
in a
far.
single go, and it took me like almost 2 hours to do
Long
it.
ass way, dude.
But it's like, dude, it's not even. Yeah, my legs fucking hurt, and I felt like shit afterwards because it was just, it's a lot. But dude, I'm just so bored. I'm so bored. So it's like by the time, dude, 2 hours of
It's
just
mental.
fucking run, like,
Yeah,
like I
it's
was
mental.
literally just running back and forth on the Ernst Trail in Meadville, and so like for me,
Did you have
I
to get
kinda dig
headbuds
your-
in, earbuds or anything?
Yeah, yeah. I was listening to shit, but it's like your body's kind of wearing you down enough where it's kind of hard to concentrate,
Yeah.
and like so you're thinking about both. But like I'm kind of in the same camp as you, where I love the idea of just consistently doing 5Ks and then just trying to just get better and better and better at them. Because it's like worst case scenario, you're running for like a half an hour.
Yeah.
But then it's like, but like, if you get really good at it, let's say you do 8-minute miles,
Right.
you're only running for 24 minutes.
Yeah.
So it's like,
And you've burnt like
That's-
450 calories and
right.
you're charged.
And
yeah.
yeah. So, and, you know, so it's, I think that's kind of cool. I mean, if you really wanted to extend it, I mean, you could do a 10K.
Yeah.
But I don't know that I'd go much farther than that. I mean, me personally,
Yeah.
I mean, like I said, to each their own. But dude, I fucking, I don't, I'm one of those weird people. Most guys, I would say, if you ask them, would you rather lift weights or go running? They're like, oh yeah, weight training all day long. I
Right.
fucking would rather. Dude, I'm the complete opposite. I
Yeah.
would much rather go running than lift weights. I hate like the feeling when you're lifting weights of just like feeling weak.
Yeah.
I hate that feeling much more than I
How
hate
scrawny
the
my
feeling
fucking
of
arms are,
feeling
man.
tired.
Like I can't lift shit. Like I'm so weak. Like I can't. I've tried to lift weights, man. I've never been a strong person, and because I've never lifted before. You know what I mean? And I don't fucking eat meat. I haven't eaten meat since I was like 14.
Well, that's part of the problem is that you would have to do like protein supplements and all that kind of shit, which is, well, to be fair, I mean, like I'm not hardcore about it, but I'll drink like one of those high protein breakfast shakes
Yeah.
after I lift weights. And I think that does help.
Yeah, they say it does.
And taking like creatine and stuff does help. But I don't know. The culture is really weird. Like some of these guys take all these crazy supplements and all this shit. And it's like,
I've got.
I don't know. I mean,
I know this.
it's
yeah.
expensive and
Well, speaking of which, I know this guy. He used to play in bands, and I'm not super close with him. I won't name him, but like, he showed up at one of my Lance concerts, and he looked great. You know, he looked like really fucking in shape. I said, "Yo, man, you look great, man. You've been working out." And he goes, "It's not all natural." And I'm like, "What?" He goes, "Yeah, I'm taking stuff." He goes, "At my age." And I'm like, "Okay." He goes, "I still like work out and shit, but it helps a lot." And I'm like, "I bet it does." Yeah, he was just straightforward with me. And I was like, "Wow, okay." I mean, he looked great, but
That's pretty funny. I mean, I would never personally take any performance enhancing. I mean, well, the term performance enhancing drugs is so fucking loose
Broad,
nowadays that it's like, what does it really mean? I mean, like anabolic steroids is what I'm
Right,
specifically referring to. Like, I would never do something like that. But I usually will drink like a pre-workout kind of supplement where it's got a little bit of caffeine in it, a little bit of like electrolytes and beta alanine, like kind of mostly natural stuff. And it does like kind of wake you up a little bit and make you feel kind of ready to go.
interesting.
But dude, The thing that I've noticed makes the biggest difference is if you don't get a half decent night's sleep, it makes a huge difference.
With everything. So, yeah, with everything.
Yeah.
That's wild.
But anyway, we can move on from something else. But yeah, the exercise, I'm glad you're doing the morning workout because I think I know that not everybody is built the same, but for me personally, that's the only way I can stay consistent. Yeah. I've got to do it before work, and that way it's done. When I'm done with work, I don't have to worry about it.
No one's trying to bother your day or interrupt anything. You're just up on your own time. It's early. The sun's barely out. It's not 100 degrees. You know, the only time I won't do it at this point moving forward is if I'm sore from the run the day before, because I'm not going to fucking hurt myself, or if it's raining or some shit. I'm just staying inside. I'll just like paint a miniature or something in the morning and play a game. But trying to think what else happened here. So that's kind of been the big shift over on my end. Just trying to adapt to this new schedule. I picked up. I know, man. I don't need to. All right, so they made a second edition of Advanced Hero Quest, like some fans of the game, and they've really put a lot of time into it. And it's all digital files. So I paid some money to have Staples make it and bind it. Cost a little bit, but I'm really came today. I've been looking through that. That's really nice, and that's been fun. I've been printing out like the spell books on my printer and laminating them and getting them all ready for whenever we do Advanced Hero Quest, which is like way more in depth, but really really cool. It's a great dungeon crawler, probably one of the best, honestly, board game dungeon crawlers, and not really as well recognized as it should be. But that being said, I think I might have mentioned this in the last show, but Warhammer put out this box for 4, whatever, Age of Sigmar version 4, whatever, and it's called Skaven Tide. And the main enemy in Advanced Hero Quest, the original campaign, are Skaven, which are like Ratman. I did pull the trigger and I picked up Skaven Tide, and I don't have it yet. It doesn't actually release for like another week, but I'm just like, fuck, man. I'm one of those like purists that like I'm at a point now where I don't want to play any kind of games unless the miniatures are all fucking painted. And there's like, I don't even know how many Skaven figures there are. There's probably like 55, 60 of them. And where the fuck am I going to...
Oh, yeah, you were talking about that last week.
I don't know how I'm going to paint them all. But I'm excited to play it regardless. So anyways, that's kind of something I've been kind of like obsessed with lately, is just looking at Games Workshop shit. I hate it when I get obsessed. I don't know if any of our listeners... I don't know that I'm ADHD, but I think that I am. But I get these obsessions, and I just can't shake them. And like... every waking moment, I'm just looking at prices of miniatures online. I have a 3D printer. I've got some shields printing right now. Like, I'm just so fucking balls deep in this shit. Like, it's ridiculous. And it's funny because my buddy Mike is the only one who's really that into it. And, of course, I've got a Hero Quest group and we play it. But they're not, like, into it like this. Like, I did the same thing with fucking lawn care for a summer. I do it with the dumbest shit. But, like, that's all I'm thinking about. Even right now, I'm just thinking about Warhammer shit. I don't know why. I'm excited for Space Marines, though. But we're here to do a podcast, so let's get into some shit we're playing. I'm not playing a whole lot, but I did give the First Descendant a ride, and I'll say this about it, and you may disagree. I don't know if you tried it or not, but it's definitely a Destiny ripoff with how they're running the game, like how it works.
Mm-hmm. Sure. For
sure. But it also feels not like Horizon in the sense of the content, but Horizon in the sense of trying to perpetuate like some sort of story. The storytelling, I feel, is actually a little better than how Destiny tells the story in gameplay. I feel like the storytelling in the First Descendant feels more natural and feels like you could be playing like a single player game. It doesn't just come way of like something just talking to you. Like you meet other characters and they're telling you what's going on and why you need to be doing what you're doing, and they apply meaning to like these quests, which I think is really interesting. When it comes to the gameplay, I didn't play it very long. It seemed fine. I wasn't like enamored by it. You know what I mean? It seemed kind of like middling. But I'm curious to see, because I heard that the numbers are pretty well right now for the First Descendant. I hear people are enjoying it. I just don't think it's my cup of tea. So I've got nothing really to say bad about it. It's not really my wheelhouse. I have nothing really to stack it up against to compare it with. But if you're interested at all, it's free to play, and you can dive in and try it out. I mean, it wasn't bad, but it wasn't like something I felt drawn to at the same time. But I wanted to try it. What about you, Jake?
So I have not played it. I downloaded it, but I haven't started it yet. So I beat Doom Eternal and finally got through the end of that. And I didn't realize, like, I never played the expansions for that. I think it's like the Old Gods 1 and 2 or something like. I don't remember. Or War of the Gods, or I don't know. But I did not play those because I don't own them. You still have to pay for them, even though
Excuse me,
Doom
yeah.
Eternal's on PS Plus Extra. I mean, I owned it before that, but if you wanted to play it on PS Plus Extra, you'd still have to pay, I believe, for the expansions. So I finished that up, and I started playing the. We talked last week about the 2-hour demo for Dragon's Dogma 2. So I jumped into that.
Forgot about that.
Yeah, and I was him-hawing between that and the First Descendant, but I was like, oh, well, this is only 2 hours. I'll just do that real quick, and then maybe I'll try the First Descendant or whatever. And I gotta say, I've played it for 2 hours, and I don't know, like, something makes me want to keep playing this game, but I don't really know why. The one thing that I will say is that the 2-hour demo or trial or whatever you want to call it is kind of BS, because there are a lot of systems in the games with the pawn system and like all this other shit. I mean, it's an open world fantasy RPG, so you've got a lot of like a map and inventory and quests, and like every game does that shit a little bit differently. So it's explaining how the combat works and how the dialogue works and like all this other stuff. And so it's like I barely got through all of the fucking tutorials and all the bullshit at the beginning of the game, and it's like, and I did like one fetch quest or two, like one little piece of combat, and it's like, oh, your 2 hours is up. Buy the game if you want. And I'm like, what the fuck? Like, I haven't even gotten to play it. I literally just... Now, part of it is my fault because I started it as a ranger class, and then I got to the first combat where you're, like, shooting or whatever, and I was like, man, I don't know how I feel about this. So I restarted it as a thief class because I wanted something melee-focused.
Yeah.
And I think that, you know, because I was curious. I was like, oh, well, I thought maybe that it would be like, oh, well, this main story quest is about 2 hours in, and it would get you to like that quest, and then it would quit or whatever. But no, I think it literally just has a game clock, and it's like once it hits 2 hours, you're done. So I don't have really a lot to say about it. I will say that this game does... Like one of the biggest talking points about this game is how well it runs.
Okay.
It does not run very well.
Oh, all right.
In terms of like modern PS5 games. Like you're talking...
looks good.
Yeah, it looks great, but it runs at 30 frames. I mean, there's no doing 60 frames with this game. And so that takes a little bit of getting used to. I mean, you can get used to that. That's not really a big deal for me. But it's interesting. I'm not like... I do kind of enjoy what I've played so far, and like enough that I want to play more of it.
Right.
And it is on sale right now. It's 20% off. So it's only like $55 or something like that.
Didn't it just come out?
A few months ago, I guess. But I think it came out in April, I want to say. Dragon's Dogma 2 release date. March 21st. Okay, so it's been almost 4 months since this game came out. But I think it's part of this whatever this sale is that's going on right now. But it's funny. So like you can do. It's got like a pretty robust character creator.
Right.
And you have like the name of your character, and then you have like the moniker. And I don't know if like the moniker is like you can name the character whatever you want, but the moniker is like you have to pick from a list of names. So I'm wondering if like the moniker is what everybody calls you in the game or whatever. And it's funny because this is a Capcom game. It'll be like all the like when you look at like the D's, right? It'll be all these normal / fantasy style names, and then like randomly in the middle, it'll be like Dr. Wily, which is the Mega Man
So
bad guy. And so like there is a bit of like cheekiness to this game in that regard with it being a Capcom title, but I don't know. I might pick it up and just like play it because it's new and like. And I don't really have anything else to play right now. I might play the First Descendant for a little bit just to try it because it's free. But I don't know. And I was thinking about this got me kind of thinking back about Baldur's Gate 3 because that game was so popular and it's a little bit more story focused. Not that this isn't, but Baldur's Gate is all about the story and the branching paths and the characters and all that stuff. But it's right now, I mean, it's still $70. And so I was like, well, this game's cheaper. And so I won't feel quite as bad if I don't like it as much, you know? But yeah, so that's kind of where I'm at with it. It's cool, I guess. It does this weird thing that I don't really understand, and that all of the conversations are one-sided. So like you'll talk like a character, an NPC will be talking to you, and then like you'll be running through the world with an NPC, and they'll be like asking you about something, and then they'll just even though you don't say anything, they respond to you like you've said something. Like it's very, very weird. Like it's not like in Fallout where there's no voice protagonist, but you choose from a menu. Like I want to say, oh, that was a really bad day or whatever the fuck it is. And then they respond to your response. No, you don't do anything. You don't pick any choices. It's just you're fucking running around and they just talk to you like you're talking to them, even though you're not talking. So it's really kind of, but the context is there. So, you know, sort of like, it's not like it's that weird, but it's a little bit weird. But yeah, there's this really cool, like, I never played really the first one. But they have this pawn system in it where it's like basically your companions that run around with you. And they're like these, I don't know, like these throwaway NPCs. But you can just, as the Arisen, you have the ability to like summon these characters. And you go to these stones and it's essentially like a little shop where there's just like all of these random NPCs, and you can just pick the one that has the skill set that you like that can then follow you around in your party. And that's kind of a cool thing where it's like you can kind of tailor your little NPC party to your play style. It's not like locked to these rigid, like I imagine Baldur's Gate has 5 or 6 characters that are predefined that have stories, but they're rigid. Like you have to choose. Or like Final Fantasy, you have to choose like I want Tifa or I want, you know, Aerith or I want Barrett, and they play a specific way. Whereas like in this, it's like, oh, I just go into this thing and there's fucking 50 of these rando characters that they all have dialogue and they all talk to you, but it's all kind of predetermined, or it's all kind of what do they call that? Procedurally generated.
Right.
But like you could go to this rando guy and it's like, oh, I know I want a dude because this dude looks cool, but he's also a wizard and he also has this particular play style. It's like, I want that in my party, so you can pick him up. Or like, oh, it's like, oh, I'm a mage, so I want a fighter to come with me. So you'll go find a fighter, and there might be 5 different fighters depending on what you want it to look like and what you want, like whether you want them to be aggressive or you want them to be more of a support style or whatever. So like, it's kind of cool, to be honest with you, but I haven't played it enough to really like kind of hash that out. So maybe it becomes super annoying. I tend to be really flaky with systems like this, because if it's too much work to build my party, I'm just gonna pick random people and just fucking they're gonna play with me. And so like I don't want to spend a lot of time building it out. But yeah, I don't know. That's where I'm at, but it's definitely got me intrigued for sure. Something about it. I'm really in the mood to play some kind of like a fantasy role playing game, because I haven't really played something like that since I think Final Fantasy 16 was the last one I played. So I don't know. I'm interested.
Yeah, I don't know. That's crazy. I don't know what to make of that game, and I haven't played the demo like you did, or but I'm waiting for Darkest Dungeon 2. And
Yeah.
I'm in this Warhammer kick, this freaking dungeon crawling kick vibe. I need this game, and I just can't. Maybe that's probably why the First Descendant didn't really work for me. Hold on, let me see. When does Darkest Dungeon 2? I have it pre-ordered on PS5. Let's see the date on this again. July 15th. It's coming up next week. It'll be glorious. It'll be absolutely glorious. Yeah, dude. So I'm excited for that. I feel bad. There's not a lot of stuff to talk about today. And, I don't know. Shout out to Blue Laser for hitting us up on the PSN network.
Oh yeah. I talked to him briefly on there. Pretty cool dude.
Yeah.
So, yeah, keep talking to us. I don't know. Say whatever the fuck you want.
Rip on us, whatever you need to say. Yeah, no, thank you again. But
he said, oh yeah, he told me to keep up with the motorcycle talk.
okay.
So
Well, here's
I told him I'm never gonna stop talking about motorcycles on the podcast. So
I have a little bit of motorcycle talk, and then we'll get into the news, since there's not a lot of news. So I don't have a nice motorcycle, and when I want to ride a motorcycle that's a real motorcycle, I have a little Honda Rebel I scoot around on. But I do ride. Both my parents have Harleys, and if I had my way, I'd have one of the new Indians. But I just don't have that kind of scratch laying around, and I'm working on it. That's what I want. But I went over to my folks' place, because that's where they have a garage where they keep their bikes. And I went over, and it's never an issue for me to just jump on the Harley and just take off and go for a ride. And they live like 5 minutes from my house, so it's not a big deal. So I go over there, and I was like, it might be kind of nice to ride with my dad. And I was like, hey, you want to go for, because he's retired, you want to go for a ride? And there's something about like, I don't know if it's a Harley thing or not, but I feel like for the longest time, my mom's bike, she has an 83, what is it, Sportster Super Low that I like to ride around on. And then he has the, whatever it's called.
Road
King. He's got a Road King. And for like years, her bike just didn't want to start right? It just never wanted to start. And now it's like the better of the two, apparently. So I go over there, and I'm like, hey, and pulled it off. They have like a trickle charger or whatever. They used to have a lot of issues with it not starting, and all related to the electrical system. So like he's paranoid about the bikes not starting. So, and they don't ride a lot. So they just sit, like they turn them on every once in a while and go for like, I don't know, a 20-minute ride and bring them back. Like they're wasted, really. But they have a good time on them. So I go over and I said, hey, I'm going to grab the Sportster and go for a ride. Do you want to come along? He's like, sure. So then we have the Cardo Freecom 4s, maybe, I think what they are. I don't know, the communication things. And of course I had charged mine the night before because I wanted to go for a ride. So I like to have it. And I go, do you have, so frustrating. I go, do you have your headset thing charged? And he goes, I don't know. And I'm like, If you haven't charged it, it's probably dead. And he goes, well, I don't even know where the cord would be, because this is how my parents operate. They're older, you know. He's 70. And I'm like, all right, here. Let me try it. So I turn it on, and it turns right on. Decent battery life. And I'm like, wow, battery must last quite a while on these things. And then I'm trying to pair the thing. And I'm just annoyed because I just wanted to get on the bike and go. And now he's like, I'll ride with you, but here, let's get the headset thing charged. Get it paired up. So I'm trying to pair it. And then I realized I'm just pushing the wrong button. Instead of the top button, I should have been pushing the back button.
Yeah.
They link up. I sat there. I was online trying to look through the instructions, and I was just holding the wrong button down. They link up, and then he's like, what do I have to push to talk to you? And I try to show him, and he can't find it. You know, he's looking for, I take his finger. This one right here. If you want to, we just leave it on. It's fine. I don't care. Okay, cool. So we go out, and I jump on the Sportster, fires right up, ready to go. And then he's got to wheel the Road King out, and he's a little older, but he's backing it out. He gets it turned around. He goes, all right, let's do this. That's it, just making like a click sound. It's not turning over. The headlight's on. I'm like, dude, when was the last time you had this looked at? And he goes, what do you mean? I said, did you just ride it last week? And he's like, yeah. And I'm like, oh my God. So they're two Harleys, while they're nice bikes. I've never seen his not start. So it could be the stator, it could be the battery, it could be, I don't know. He had it on a charger, so I have no idea why it wasn't turning up. It's got good gas in it. He said he just fueled up last week. Could be a number of things. So he's like, so I spent 45 minutes there getting his headset thing programmed and all this shit and all this stuff. And he goes to get on his bike and he can't get a turnover. He's like, this fucking sucks. So
my guess is that depending on how old unless it's new, my guess is it's probably the battery's bad. But
yeah, that's where you go first, right?
Yeah, my cruiser's very similar in the way that it acts. But I have one of those little compact lithium jump packs.
Oh yeah.
And anytime that thing doesn't start, I just fucking jump start it with that little thing, and then
is your battery easy to get to on your bike?
No, it's in a really dumb. It's not that it's not easy to get to.
Do you have to take the fucking seat off and all kinds of shit to get to it?
Oh no.
Yeah, the Road King you do. You can't even get to it. You got to fucking pull the seat off and do all kinds of shit to even access the battery. It's so stupid.
Yeah, I can get to the battery without opening any compartments or anything like that. Nice. It's like on the front, down under the front wheel almost. But yeah, it is annoying when you have a bike like that because when we go for rides, we don't go for rides that are long enough where we have to stop somewhere.
Right.
Because I don't want to have to worry about if it's going to start after I stop somewhere. And I take my jump pack with me.
Sure.
So if we do stop somewhere and it does not start, I can fix it, or I can get it going.
That's such a common issue with bikes.
Yeah, I think it's just people underestimate the importance of a really good battery.
Oh yeah.
You can get batteries on freaking Amazon so cheap now that a lot of people just do that, but it's worth spending $150 on a battery because they do last longer. But I also think at the same time that a lot of these Harleys and stuff fucking kill batteries.
They do. I'm sure they do.
I think that it's not. I don't think it's 100% the battery's fault.
No, it's the engineering, man. It's rough all around on those things. But that Rebel of mine, dude, that thing's old. I've never had a problem with that bike turning over. Always. The Honda just kicks on. It's like freaking.
Does that bike have a? I know it's probably got a starter, but does it also have a Kickstarter?
No, if it did, that's all I'd use because it looks cool. No, it doesn't have one.
Man. I was at when I was at the track on Saturday. There was a guy that was in my group that had an old two-stroke track bike that he had to kickstart. It was pretty fucking cool.
That's fucking rad.
You don't see that kind of thing very often anymore.
It just looks
not on
cool.
Street bikes.
Yeah, it looks cool to see someone doing that. Anyways, we'll get into video games now. So there's your motorcycle talk. Thanks for listening to the podcast. We got very little news to talk about. It was the slow news week. We're not going to get into speculation or anything. First news point here is about 2K. So they, some people unearthed some stuff about them doing a possible, most likely an unannounced remake. And everyone's like freaking out. People are like really excited. Like, what could it be? Is it going to be Spec Ops? Is it going to be... There's no way it's going to be fucking Spec Ops. Could it be... Were they involved with the BioShock games at all? I don't know. 2K?
Yeah. They're the publisher of the BioShock games.
There's people wondering, now that Ken Levine is back in and doing this other game, is it possible that now that he's on a streak, a studio like 2K wanted to pick up and do a remake of BioShock with the prediction that his new game is going to just take off? I don't know. So people are stoked. It's just speculation now, but if there were going to be a 2K remake, Jake, is there a specific game that you'd like to see him do?
I don't know. I mean, probably if I had to say there was one that I wanted like a legitimate remake of,
Topspin.
Probably is Topspin a 2K game? I mean, Topspin. I played the original Topspin on Xbox. It was pretty cool.
Yeah.
No, it would probably be something like maybe GTA 3 or Vice City would be kind of a cool like top to bottom remake in modern, like with modern technology and everything. I'm trying to see a list of 2K games because I guarantee you that there's shit that I love from 2K that I'm totally not thinking
Don
about.
King Boxing. That's the secret.
You go.
That's the secret unannounced 2K remake. They had a lot.
Oh man, they
BioShock 2.
published Oblivion. That's interesting.
Mafia 2, BioShock
Not gonna
2.
count that, though. Oh yeah, the original Prey.
Oh,
would
yeah.
be fucking rad. Not the one that they made in like whatever that was like 5 years ago. The one that Arcane did. The original one from Human Head Studios, that where you're like a Native American and you get abducted by aliens. That game is fucking cool. So I would love to see a remake of that game. That would be rad. I'm just like going through a list right now.
The Xbox or the XCOM games, or Evolve would be kind of interesting.
Oh yeah, maybe like the original XCOM games would be kind of cool to see.
That'd be dope.
I know a lot of people liked that Jade Empire game.
Really?
Let's see here.
Well, we don't
have to.
Yeah, I don't know. They do a lot of sports games, like the NBA games, do some baseball games, mainly WWE. They have WWE, all that crap, but
they did Borderlands. I mean, they published Borderlands.
Well, there is a rumor through Cloud Chamber that they're working on an untitled BioShock game.
Yeah,
but I
did see that they're supposedly spooling up hiring for that, possibly.
I think that might be a news
which
point
would
I put on here. I don't know.
I mean that's like, how long has that game been rumored?
Yeah, but I don't know. I don't know what I'd want to see from 2K. Surprise us. Yeah. All right, dude.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with the original Prey. That would be really fucking cool to see. Like now that I remember that, I would really like that, because I did really enjoy. I played that on PC, and I really dug it. But yeah, everything else that's in here is like the WWE games, but there's literally freaking hundreds of games in this list. So like, I'm sure there's other shit in here that would be rad that we're not thinking of, but
yeah. Well, very good. All right, let's move forward a little bit here. This is a game. So we got City Skyline, the first one, on as an essential game or something. I don't remember, but it was one of these games where it's like, dude, I was really into SimCity growing up, and I think I talked about how great it played on the computer, on the PC. There's something about making a game, or not making a game, but making a city and understanding all of the mechanics. These sim games have gotten so insane. They're like, it's like too much for me now. But every time I watch a trailer for a game like this, I'm just like, fuck, this looks so fun. It's just like, hits something in my brain that's just like, you can do this. You would love this. But anyways, City Skyline 2 is, I think it's out, but it's delayed for consoles to meet stability standards. And Paradox Interactive is the studio, but they are going to be pushed back to 2025 apparently. And I think this probably upsets like a pretty niche audience. I don't know how many people are playing City Skylines on PlayStation or Xbox, but I feel like it's one of those games that needs to be played with a mouse and keyboard. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, these types of games have always struck me as PC first.
Yeah, for
kind
sure.
Of games, like RTS games and some other genres and that. But I don't know. I don't know if I could see myself playing this on a console. I just don't know if I could do it. I'm with you. Like, I never had the patience for a lot of these city builder games, but I did enjoy trying it out and trying. Like, I would have fun until crap started going haywire and I couldn't fix it, and then I would just like give up and like, because I didn't want to play it anymore because half my city was on fire, or people got abducted by aliens, or there was a hurricane or whatever other shit happened.
There's a way to like speed the timeline up and stuff too, so that things happen quicker. And then like on the console, it's so hard to like you speed it up and you're like, oh shit, something's on fire, and before you can figure out how to slow it down, like you're saying, like it's just the shit's just torn to shit, or like out of nowhere you just start bleeding money. And it's like, oh, I got to change my taxes. And you change your taxes, and then everybody leaves. And then you're like, how do I bring it back? And then the roads start going to shit. And you're like, I can't. How do I and you keep trying to like manage the timeline, the speed of the timeline, but it's just so hard to do it all on a controller.
Well, some people are really into this type of stuff. I mean, it's part of the reason why I hated like this settlement builder in Fallout 4. It's like, I don't give a fuck if you guys are happy. Like, that's not why I'm playing this game. Like, I don't care that like, you know, Jim Bob that I rescued from a freaking Deathclaw is happy because I don't have enough, whatever radiated melons or whatever the fuck I was growing in the yard. But like, someone I was working with we were talking about this game, and he was saying that like one of the things that's really crazy about it is like the traffic management. Like managing the traffic of all the vehicles.
Oh, yeah.
Apparently in City Skylines, like there is a lot of simulation in like the shape of your roads and how it affects traffic jams and all of this other crazy crap. And it's like,
building bridges and tunnels and fucking
like and like whether
tracks.
You do traffic circles versus intersections, and I respect it, and honestly, I think a lot of it is awesome. I just don't know that I can play it. It's not for me as far as like I don't have the patience for these types of games. Yeah. Maybe if I was like single and like bored and like had nothing to fucking do and like no other hobbies, no house to work on. I was just living in an apartment.
No band to play in. Yeah. No job.
Yeah, it's like, what the fuck do I do for 5 hours a night after work? It's like, okay, well then maybe I would get more into these types of games. It's the same thing as like I played briefly that Stellaris game, which is a 4X game, or even like EVE Online or something like that. It's just like I can't be bothered to learn all this shit.
I don't know, man. I'm with you on that. It's just like I was saying at the beginning. It's just too sim. It's just too intense now. Like back in SimCity, the first one or second one, you just make a zoning area and you put a couple roads down and shit just happens. And you have like 3 things to worry about.
Fire,
was a little bit more school or something.
It was a little bit more my speed to play games like Roller Coaster Tycoon or something like that.
They need to
Where
make
it's like,
one of those that's for VR.
it would be cool. Yeah, if you could have like a sort of like a. I mean, didn't they have a VR model train game?
Yeah.
Like maybe almost not necessarily that exactly, but like, oh, you're managing your park, but it's like a god simulator where you're just like looking over everything and flying around. That would be pretty cool.
It would be. It'd be freaking awesome. Sorry, I keep bumping my mic. I don't mean to. All right, well, let's move on to the next news point, and we've only got 2 more news points. It's like I promised you guys, it was going to be a short one. This next one is about the Horizon TV show. We knew that they were working on a Horizon TV show, and it was set to come out on Netflix. And I'm saying that in the past tense because right now Rolling Stone is claiming that the Zero Dawn TV show is on ice at Netflix, meaning that it's been put on pause. And this comes way of Push Square. They say that the showrunner was apparently accused of toxicity, a bad toxic work environment or whatever, from when he was directing the Umbrella Academy. So apparently some stuff came out. And they had to put the Horizon Zero Dawn TV show on pause. We don't know if it's going to come back. We don't know if it's going to be, if the helm's going to be taken over by another showrunner or what's going to happen here. But
hopefully they just cancel it.
Yeah, that's kind of my hope as well.
I think I talked about this a while ago, but I'm pretty sure the only way they could do this show where I think that it would be kind of neat would be as if it was like a prequel where you're actually following around Elizabeth like before the machines take over. So like you wouldn't have to have all these practical effects with machines and these huge dinosaurs and all this CG and all this crazy shit. But if it's like before it pops off and it's more about the political intrigue and like but it's like, that's not why people like Horizon. They like Horizon because of like the fucking big ass dinosaurs and like all the crazy shit. So it's like, why would anyone want a show about the original war with the machines? And it's like, because that's very Terminator. You know what I mean? Like they could do something like that where it's like the machines gain sentience or whatever the hell it is, or like they go crazy. I can't remember in the story what happens in Zero Dawn, but. Yeah, but the fact that they were calling it I think they were calling it a Horizon Zero Dawn TV show means that it's probably around the events of the first game, which means that they're going to have to do something. Like they're either going to have to make it so that there are very few dinosaurs in the game so that they can keep costs down, or they're going to have to just fill this fucking thing with CG, and it's just going to look like shit,
or make it a cartoon.
It's going to piss people off. Or you could, but I'm pretty sure they announced that it was like a live action thing.
Okay.
But if they're gonna make it an anime or a animated show of some kind, that would probably work totally fine. But I don't know. But I'm not bummed really at all that this has gotten canceled. I don't think it really hurts the brand.
No, I think too much of a good thing is a bad thing. So they need to just pipe down a little bit on the Horizon shit. But anyways, anyone who's looking forward to that got put on hold. But we still have The Last of Us Part 2, or The Last of Us TV series coming back, which I'm excited for.
Yeah, I'm really curious how they're gonna work on that second season.
Yeah. Last news point. We usually don't cover deals that exist outside of the PlayStation Network, but Amazon Prime Day is coming up, Jake, and there are some nice deals on physical copies of games. Prime Day is July 16th through July 17th, so it's only 2 days. Notable games that I noticed: the Neo Collection on PS5 for $30, the Demon Soul remake on PS5 for $30, Returnal for $30, Grand Theft Auto 5 for $20, Control on PS5 for $21, and I think the best deal here is probably Dying Light 2 for $25. That's not a bad price on Dying Light 2. The other ones, usually you can catch them on a sale or something. But another thing that you may want to look into are external hard drives. They've got some really good deals on external hard drives. The only controller deals that I found were on PS4 controllers for the US. UK did have some PS5 deals, but the US did not. And then lastly, if my buddy Ben has the Logitech G29 racing wheel, which comes with pedals, and I'm going to get to try that with Gran Turismo on PSVR 2, and I can't wait. But
fuck yeah,
it's on sale for $100 off. It's $200. It's $199 right now. Well, on Prime Day, so that's not bad for that,
dude. If I literally didn't have a fucking roof to put on my house, I would 100% buy that. I've been thinking about buying one of those wheels since the first time I played Gran Turismo in VR.
Well, let's go halvesies or something.
I'm just curious. Like, you'll have to, if you get the chance to try it, you have to report back to me, because I am curious how much more fun, if at all, it is with the wheel. I have to imagine it is better with it, but I don't, because you have to have like a setup. You can't just like put it in your living room. I mean, maybe you can, but
I don't know. We'll see what he brings over. I'll figure it out. I'll build like a little fucking seat or something with a
put it on a
pedestal
put it on a
or something. Yeah.
tray table.
Yeah, something cool. You kind of do have to make yourself believe you're sitting in the cockpit of a car or something. So, we'll figure it out.
It's not hard in VR.
Yeah, should be pretty simple to do. That's all I have, dude. They didn't talk about any new games. There are some potential leaks for the PlayStation Plus extra games that are coming out for July. But
So the one thing,
Go ahead.
the one thing that I will say that about those leaks that you're talking about is that if it is true, they do have Crisis Core Final Fantasy VII Reunion on there, and I've been thinking about buying that game for a long time. So that might be something worth playing for me. We'll just have to see. I just don't know, like, right at this moment, do I really feel like playing it? I don't know. I just got done playing 90 hours of Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. Do I really want to play this game? I don't know. But I am intrigued, for sure.
Yeah, dude. I think it's gonna be good. I think it's gonna be good, and I don't know. I don't know what else to say about the podcast. There's no news. It's gonna be a lame one for our listeners.
Yeah, it's unfortunately. The heck? What's going on here?
What happened?
Sorry, my phone was just.
Yeah, mine's
thought
going
someone
off
was
like
trying-
crazy too.
I thought someone was trying to get a hold of me, but it's just I don't know, some stupid notification. I have like like when I get a new phone, I purposefully go through and turn off all notifications except for text messages and phone calls.
Mm-hmm.
But somehow some apps get like special permission where they can still give me notifications somehow, and I have no fucking idea how.
I think they
yeah,
I don't know.
It's like I have a crossword puzzle game on my phone, and I refuse to pay for it because it's like I wouldn't be playing this if I had to pay for it.
Right.
And every so often, the ads that come up will blaze full fucking audio. And it's like, I have the sound turned off on this app. How is this happening? But I don't know. It's tough. I know this isn't like video game related, but I've been like getting into a little bit into like reading again. Not that I ever really was all that into it.
So prolific.
And not that I have anything against reading. I've never been a big reader. And so I've been looking for like science fiction books to read that aren't like crazy huge novels or anything. I've got a lot that I like that to say that I don't like literature is wrong because I've listened to a million audiobooks.
Keep telling
it's just
yourself that.
Physically reading, I've been getting into that a little bit more. And recently I read the original Robert Heinlein Starship Troopers, which is what the movie and by extension the Helldivers is based off of. And it's, dude, that book came out in freaking 1958.
Wow.
And like if you read it, you would think like, how did someone in 1958 and like imagine these things, like this future technology that he's talking about?
It's actually kind of
like it
cool.
sounds like something that somebody today would write. It's really like there are some very clear like mannerisms and things in the way that he writes that like lend itself to the fact that it's definitely from the 50s or 60s, but like it's pretty cool. So I did read that, and I've been thinking about reading. He has another famous book called Stranger in a Strange Land, which is the basis of an Iron Maiden album of the same name in the 90s or in the 80s. So I'm interested in maybe reading that. Again, I know this isn't video game related, but it's kind of like tangentially related. It's all kind of nerd culture.
You should read the Metro books. How big are they?
I think they're let's see. Metro 2033. Let's look.
Dude, every time I see video of someone playing Metro, I'm just like, that game's so fucking good. All of them. I didn't like the newest one as much as the first two, but I still really liked it. I need to jump back in and play it.
461 pages.
Yeah,
so it's not that big, but it's bigger than what I've been reading. But those, I mean, the story of the book is fucking, or the story of the game is fucking rad.
Yeah. Well,
so
I got nothing else, dude. I know we've been doing this for an hour somehow, and I know that I got to upload all this, and I still have an interview I got to do tomorrow, so I have to study up for that shit still tonight. So I should probably say that's it for 334. Not our best effort, but also not a bad one. There just wasn't shit to talk about, dude.
Yeah, no, I think that it's fine. I think people understand that it's not. They can't.
We always
all
tell
be
people
bangers.
we're not breaking news ever here. We just talk about what's going on. I
mean, the thing is that, and I think we've said this before, but like I scroll through the news and I'm like, I don't give a fuck about like
half
any
of
this stuff.
Yeah, right. It's not fun for us to talk about shit we don't care about, so we try not to.
Like, it's like, here's a news point. Bandai Namco and Nike are teaming up for Tekken sneakers.
Yeah, who cares?
It's like, okay, I mean, it's interesting, I guess, but it's like, is that really a news point that we want to talk about? I'm not going to sit here. We could make a conversation about it and say, like, what fucking game do you love? Would you like to have an article of clothing based off of? And it's like, okay, well, there was some cool stuff that came from that. Like, you know, they sold the jacket from Cyberpunk 2077 for a little bit, which is pretty neat if you think about it. But like, dude, I don't like, I'm not a collector. I don't really buy any of this stuff. I will say this is kind of going off on the tangent here again, but do you remember? Oh, you didn't play Doom Eternal, but
no.
Do you remember in Doom 2016? Did you ever find a secret where you would get like a little action figure of the Doom guy?
Yeah.
So in Doom, I think in Doom 2016, they were all various versions of the Doom guy or the Doom Slayer. But in Doom Eternal, they're all action figures of all of the different monsters that you encounter in the game. Plus, there's like one of the Doom guy. And one of the things I was thinking about is, why don't they have, like, Bethesda? It would be so rad if they sold a box set that was like all of these action figures. They could just be little. Like, they don't have to be, like, the ones in the game are clearly like pretty good size, like 6-8 inches, just based on the way that he holds them in the image. But like, imagine if you had, like, it would be like a neat little, almost almost like amiibo-esque kind of thing, but like specifically Doom Eternal related. And I was thinking about it, and I was like, man, I wonder if there are like 3D printer models for all of these things. Because it would be kind of cool. Like if I had a 3D printer, I'd fucking print all of those out and like paint them. It would be a really cool like kind of little thing to have because there's like 25 of them or something like that. But they're all like very simple like pastel colors. Like they're not like really intricate paint jobs or anything like that. So it would be really simple to like print them and paint them or whatever. And they would be a really neat sort of like deep cut kind of collector's item to have, even if you had to make it yourself.
It's just what's it called? Just the Doom guy?
So if you were to just look up Doom Eternal toy collectibles. And then like I'm just looking at some of the ones that they have here.
Oh shit, I typed the wrong thing.
Numbskull. Like maybe they did do this at one point.
I'm looking on My Mini Factory, which is a place where you can get STLs. I don't see it on here. Maybe it's Thingiverse, maybe? I wonder if they have like an STL. That'd be cool. I'd print you one of those little guys. For sure. Doom. The Doom.
That's pretty rad.
Oh, here's a little Doom guy
did...
collectible figure. I don't know how big it is when you actually print it, though. It looks kind of big. Doom.
Well, like if it's the same size as like they did this. It looks like I don't know anything about this, but it looks like there's this Numbskull collection, which I've never heard of before. But it's selling on Mercari for like fucking $600.
Oh, jeez.
And there's it's not even all of them. It's like 1, 2.
I should look into video game shit more because I just searched Doom and Thingiverse and they have like a prop that you can resize, but it's the BFG on like a stand that says Doom. That's cool as shit. Like I don't think you can use it or anything, but it looks cool.
Oh no, but it's just like I've never been a like a collector's item guy.
Mm-hmm.
But like as I get older, it's kind of cool having like little things for the stuff that you really care about. Like I'm not going to sit here and like fill a room full of collectibles or action figures or anything like that. But like, you know, and I don't have anything against, you know, obviously you collect G.I. Joes and you have a bunch of miniatures for your gaming and stuff. But like, I like the idea of having like I have one video game poster on my wall, and it is a BioShock poster.
Yeah.
And it's like it's a poster that you encounter in the game. It's not like a poster that says BioShock. So like I love Doom. So I think it would be really fucking rad to just have like a Doom collectible just as like something for me to show my appreciation of it without having just a room full of shit.
Yeah.
Because I'm the type of person where it's like I don't want to. You were talking about being obsessed earlier.
Oh yeah.
Like I don't want to jump down a rabbit hole and just be fucking, you know, full of stuff like this. Just personally, I don't want to deal with that. But yeah. So, anywho, that was a little bit of a side tangent there, but
yeah,
dude, the fucking Marauder from Doom looks so cool.
All right, we gotta fucking end this. All right.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks for listening to episode 334 of PS is Awesome. Thanks for tuning in. Sorry if this episode felt a little flat. I shouldn't even apologize. Just fucking wear it. I thought it was rad. Jake and I talked video games, talked about some shit going on. Life is good. Give you some motorcycle talk, and we're ending with Doom in 3D printing talk. What else can you want from a video game podcast? Anyways, thank you for tuning in. I don't have a closer for today's show. I didn't get that far. So, of course, it's Q. What the fuck? You can't say Q, Bert.
It's Q?
Yeah, Q is the letter. Oh my gosh! Like
Is there like we
Quit-
probably used literally the same thing every time for something
in
like
their
this.
job called in their game called like "Quit Your Job" or something. Like
Hubert.
we'll use Q. We'll use Qbert. Let's get Qbert. The audience is probably freaking out.
Q. PlayStation games with
The letter Q. Look it up.
list of games beginning with Q. There is Qbert.
Yep.
There is Quake. Oh my god, why don't we think of that?
Oh yeah, that's a good one.
And Quantum Conundrum. Fuck yeah.
All right. So there they are. So like Qbert, Quake, and Quantum Conundrum. P.S.
P.S.
This is awesome.
This is awesome.